Hello everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator once again. Today we're flying this awesome vintage seaplane. This is Grumman Goose by Big Radials, and we are just north of Chilko Lake in British Columbia, Canada, and we're actually gonna fly south to Chilko Lake and check it out. This video is sponsored by Thrustmaster and the TCA Boeing yoke. I'll go over that here shortly. Everything will be linked in the description below about what I'm using, where you can get this airplane and the scenery. And a very happy Friday to all of you. I hope you guys had a great week. You ready for the weekend? I know I sure am. I'm gonna fire up the engines here shortly, but we're going to go ahead and open these windows because you gotta hear the sound in this. The TCA Boeing yoke now is a standalone product, not just a bundle. So if you want to get just the yoke, everything is linked, like I said, in the description. Okay, so to start this thing, pretty straightforward. We're going to go over here to our batteries, turn those on, generators turn on. We're going to get our fuel over here all the way to the right to the both position. Come on, one more. There you go, both position. Behind us, you'll see we got these guys. Put those on cut, and then we just need to turn this guy once. So just once. There we go on the engine primer. Now we can roll this thing forward 4 times total. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go ahead and turn our position light on and landing light on just so people can see us on the ground here before we do the engines. So all we have to do now is go on the left side here. We're gonna start the left engine first, go all the way over to the right for the magnetos to both. And what we're gonna do is make sure these guys are idle cut off. They are, and we're gonna go forward on that and go ahead and hold this guy. It's gonna take a minute for it to catch and start. And it should catch right here. There it goes, and we go forward on that guy. And there she comes to life. What a cool engine, right? And that's gonna start bringing us away from the dock, actually. All right, let's go ahead and start the right engine. So same thing here. Magneto all the way to the both selection. I'm gonna pull this guy back a little bit right here. And we're gonna go forward on this one, and we'll start the right motor. There it goes, and there we go. Just like that, she has come to life. Woohoo! And boy, does it sound good. It really does. There's no water rudder in this thing, so we're gonna use asymmetrical thrust here to get it pointing where we want. So using the right engine here is gonna point the nose to the left. We can use a little bit of our rudder authority as well. There we go, out here towards the center of the lake. Fantastic stuff. Boy, it sounds so good, doesn't it? All right, gonna roll that back now. And let's go ahead and close our window here so we can actually get out of here. And this is my second flight in this airplane, actually. I'm really enjoying it. It's very loud, I know, but it's supposed to be. You know, it's a big radial engine. And boy, they do sound great, don't they? All right, so that's fully forward. All that's good. We're gonna get the flaps 1 notch there. I'm gonna go back on my yoke here, and we're gonna go flying. So let's go ahead and bring these on up. And we're not going to be going by 100% procedures or anything like that. I'm just kind of going seat of the pants flying here today. Just to talk with you and have some fun, all right? You got to go nice and easy on this old girl. You know, you can't just slam these throttles forward. That would be bad. So the manifold pressure, I'm looking for about 30, 35, like 33, I think is what we're going to be going for here. Oh, there we go. She's coming up on the step pretty fast. A little bit of right rudder here. Yeah, I'm happy with it right there. That's good. And we are definitely on the step. And we are going to rotate ever so slightly and stay in ground effect, actually. Once we come off the ground like that, there we are, nice and easy. I'm gonna start trimming back. You hear that little clicking sound. That's the elevator trim I'm using there and getting some speed on up. But man, yeah, we are in the air just like that. Pretty darn cool, right? I love flying these vintage warbirds. Well, I guess you could call this a warbird, but it's not really. It's more of a civilian airplane we're flying today than a warbird, but they do make warbirds, the Big Radials group, and they do a really good job on those, man. They really, really do. How beautiful is it up here in British Columbia in Microsoft Flight Simulator? I'm gonna pull my power back just a hair, and we're gonna bring our props back a little too. There we go. No need to put some stress on this old airplane. There we go. Fantastic. But yeah, hope you guys had a great week. I had a good week. It's been been an interesting one, that's for certain. Started off kind of slow. I had my dentist appointment on Tuesday, and then my teeth kind of hurt. Like, it was just a normal teeth cleaning. But when I got my work done last year, you know, the cement, they call it cement, but when it's in your mouth, it was basically under my gums, so they had to dig that out, and that was a little painful afterwards, so I just kind of took it easy, and talking and being an idiot on my channel doesn't really help the healing process, so I did take a few days off of that for those reasons. All right, make a right turn right over here, and we're gonna head, we'll just keep going down this way. And we'll run into Chilko Lake. But you got to be careful. You know, altitude is your friend here, and speed, obviously, when you're flying in the mountains. And this is no different. All right, we'll make a right turn now and fly this valley. This will take us down to Chilko Lake. And there's an actual airstrip here on the right. So we're going to do a landing on this one down here. I just wanted to overfly it first and get a feel for it. So let's go ahead and just pull our power back a little bit here. And I want to see what the winds are doing. So there's the strip right off our nose there. And there we go. Pull our power back a little bit further here. Trying to idle this sucker. There it is down there. And it looks to me like the wind is pushing us to the right a little bit. Yeah. Doesn't seem too bad, honestly. See if we can see a windsock down there. That would help us quite a bit here, honestly. This is the old school way of doing things. You fly over an airport and you look for the windsock and go, okay, that's what the winds are doing down there. Okay. You can also use the water. The water will tell you. And it looks like the wind is shooting off that way. So we're going to overfly and we're going to land to the south. I think I'll be happy with that decision. So, little left turn here. I gotta say, the airplane has a very heavy feel to it. And it should, you know, it's an older airplane. The control surfaces or the cables, and man, it does feel nice. It flies like a dream, I must say. All right, start slowing down here in a minute. We're gonna go full on our props here. And we're gonna shoot this valley right here and land. So, go ahead and start doing that. Put our gear down. It's an old crank system. And we'll also put in some flaps here. We'll watch our airspeed here as we're coming in. There we go. Go full on the flaps here. Really slow this puppy up. But man, what a joy to fly, honestly. Oop, careful now. Got a little too slow there. She didn't like it. We shoot for more like 70 knots or so. I've never flown into this airstrip before, so like this is a new learning experience for me too. I did not practice for this flight. All right, but you land it like a, you know, it's just a big tail dragger. So, all right, we're gonna be ready to land here, a little further here, down over the trees. Little left rudder there. There you go. That's that. I'm using that FS realistic. I'm not sure if I like it though. Really not sure. There we go. Go for a 3-pointer if we can here. There we go. I'm happy with that. Dance on those rudders. There we go.
That landing was good.
That landing was good. Well, thank you, co-pilot. And man, what a beautiful airplane. Honestly, I really, really enjoy flying this thing. And our co-pilot was happy with our flight too. Well, to this little strip. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and we'll take off again this way this time. Use our left engine here to help turn us. And we'll take off, and this time I'm gonna run my replay system so we can do another landing. That's my first landing with this airplane that is, okay, it's doing the sticky brakes, cool. First time landing that thing on land. And I'm very, very pleased with how it flies, to be perfectly honest with you. There we go, a little bit further forward there. So we have a little taxi back here. I'm gonna turn on my Sky Dolly program that allows me to record the replay, and we'll do another landing here, and then we're gonna go and land on Chilko Lake. Okay, we're down here to the end of the runway, and I wanted to show you real fast, if I go into this view, that's how you can look to see in this little porthole what is going on with the gear, to double check to make sure it's down. I know it was because I heard it come down and all of that, and I've got this, you know, little landing gear lever here on the TCA yoke, but that's another way you can check. All right, all lined up here. Let's come down here and make sure that our tail wheel is to the locked position. There we go for takeoff. And we're gonna go ahead and just slowly bring our power up here and do the same thing we did on water, just this time on land. And we don't have to really worry about having full back pressure this time. So we'll just kind of feel out the airplane and do what it really wants to do. There we go. Nice and easy. Good for about 33 on the manifold pressure here. There we go. As that tail wheel's locked, I'm using rudder authority to kind of help us get going. And let's go ahead and go up to about 33 on the manifold pressure. There we go, or something like that. That's pretty good. Let the tail wheel come up naturally. There it is right there. Man, yeah, she is a beast, man. He's on back, and we're flying just like that. Very nice. Bring our, let's bring our gear up. Full power a little bit. I'm gonna keep the flaps in. Last time we retracted them after we had a lot of speed forward, but this time I'm not gonna worry about it. Alrighty, let's get set up for this approach here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my gear down. You can hear it happening there, and I'll show you. Looking out that port window, there it is coming down, and it's locked. Sweet. What you want to see. I start pulling our power a little bit further here. I'm gonna go ahead and start our base to final turn. Remember, we just followed this river on down into the approach. Watch our speed this time, though, because last time got a little too slow for my liking. But man, what a beautiful river. Yeah, see, I'm just putting a little bit of aileron, and this thing just kind of pivots right around because it's big and heavy, as it should be. All right, we're forward on all of our props. Everybody's good there. Let's follow this on into the airport. I'm gonna shoot for about 70 knots here on this approach. I am recording with Sky Dolly, so that's good. That means we'll have a replay. And I promise you, we'll get to Chilko Lake today, sometime. Sometime today. There's the airport there, to the right, and you kind of want to hug this hill right here for the most part. And then we kind of turn with these trees like last time. There we go. Watch our airspeed here, looking good. And left turn over the trees again. Keeping that forward kind of slip happening here. There we go. We have to clear these trees right here, and then we're in the home stretch. I'm gonna clear this tree here and kill the power. And now we're gonna come down into our flare. Go down and about right there. There we go. Hold it up. All right there. Get a 3-point landing if we can. Oh, baby. There we go. Not bad at all.
What a butter smooth landing.
Butter smooth. Look at that. He likes our flying today. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. Maybe the co-pilot isn't such a bad addition to the FS realistic thing. All right. We have a long taxi back. We'll do that again, and then we'll get out of here. We'll go to Chilko Lake. All right, let's go ahead and line up here on the runway and get on out of here. Keep an eye on our fuel. It's that tube right over there. And we got plenty of fuel, so that's good. And we'll lock the tail wheel once again once we get happy with our lineup here. There we go. And I did check the winds. The winds are only 2 knots from our right, so it wasn't too bad. We could have landed from either way, honestly. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and go lock on you if I can. There we go. And we're going to bring up the power. I'm going to actually hold the brakes this time so we can actually get off the ground a little bit safer. Double check our flaps. There we go. We don't need 60 degree of flap to take off. There we go. Bring it on up. There's 30. I'm going to go 35 on this takeoff. 35 right there. RPM is stabilizing. Looking good. And, oh, man, she already wanted to come off the ground a little bit there. That was cool. It's a lot sportier than you think. All right, airspeed is alive, and bring the nose forward a little bit here. And we're gonna get a lot more airspeed this time before we actually rotate. About 70 knots here or so. There we go, and on back we go. Oh yeah, she came up real quick that time. Gear coming up. And now, that's Chilko Lake, right off our nose. We're gonna go to the Big Lake section actually here. I'm gonna climb out about 80 knots and use our trim wheel here for that. There we go, very cool. All right, I'm about 27 inches of manifold pressure, and then RPM is right around 2200 RPM. And look at the speed you got. I mean, once you get up and straight and level, you know, you're doing 150, 140 knots, or sorry, 130, 140 knots there. So it does get up and go quite a bit. All right, let's set up for a landing over here on the left-hand side. So I'm gonna pull my power back ever so slightly here. Go to idle, actually. And look at the speed bleed off very quickly. I'll go fully forward on my props for landing here. And double check and make sure the landing gear is up and stowed. It is. All right, and make a left turn here. Actually start my recording so I can actually record the landing. There we go. There's 90 knots or so there. Go our first notch of flaps. And we're gonna get land right in this little cove over here on the left. 80 knots. I'm gonna shoot for about 70. And we'll see how she touches down. Now, some of the Grumman Gooses in the real world, the pontoons actually will flip up in flight, and then you can put them down. This particular model, I haven't seen it anywhere where you can do that. That'd be pretty cool if we could, but we can't. All right, pull on the flaps there. So we can see here we're doing all right. Just go ahead and watch out. That thing wants to do its buffeting sound real early here. Right there is good. And pull the power ever so slightly. Look at that, we're down in the water just like that. All right. That wasn't too bad. All the way back on the yoke. And let the speed die off naturally. Just like that. Very, very cool. Love this airplane. I will be flying a lot more, let me tell you. And if you haven't checked out my twitch.tv/jfaviano, we do flying events over there sometimes. And we'll definitely be flying the Goose for a trip. I think that'd be a lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and shut this thing down. I'll shut the right engine off and then the left one. And man, it shuts down pretty fast. Just like that. Not bad at all. We can turn these guys off as well. And same thing for you. Yep, all the way over to the left. And over here, turn this stuff off. Gens as well. There you go. That's the end of the flight, it said right there. And down here, you can open this little compartment up and check it out. Here's your avionics bay, and you have some options here as well. You can turn the yokes on and off, and you can put some leather on them if you would like. You could put your little boarding ladder outside. That's how you toggle that. Then you have a fishing stool, water helper if you want to use a water rudder. This airplane doesn't have it, but there you go. Wheel hubs, that's what we had on today, and an anchor. Doesn't actually seem to maintain the actual position. But I think it's more of a look thing. You can open the door and you can go back there. How would you like to be the one to sit in one of these seats back in the day on a long flight? I don't think that would be something I would want to do. Side little hatch there, you can open on up, and over here where the door is, you can do the same with that. We already have the ladder out there. And yes, there is a bathroom back there and some crates that is modeled. So yeah, back in the day, that's not something I would want to go to the bathroom in at altitude in one of these old airplanes, but they did it, didn't they? All right, well, there you have it, folks. That's a look at the Big Radials Grumman Goose. I really, really have been enjoying this airplane. Very cool. And like I said, you can see the wind pushing us to the right there. The anchor's not really doing anything at all, but you have a little fishing stool out there, and we also have our ladder as well. Beautiful flying up here in Canada. That's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Take care.